Dear students, about ad hoc sensor networking. In the last class, we discussed about the reactive protocols and proactive protocols, hybrid protocols. Okay, in the last class, we discussed about reactive protocols and proactive protocols, hybrid protocols. Today, we are going to discuss about the reactive protocols versus reactive protocols. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the reactive versus proactive protocols. Okay. The outline is explains about the classification of routing protocols, proactive versus reactive routing protocols, and proactive and reactive protocols comparison and performance metrics and results in performance comparison. Okay. Here we can see the difference between the classification of routing protocols. Okay, so total the protocols that we have, ad hoc routing protocols are divided into two, proactive versus reactive. Okay, proactive versus reactive. So what are the different algorithms protocols are there in proactive is FSR, OLSR, DSDV, FACLs. Okay, reactive protocols are about the TORA and ABR, DSR and AODC. What is the FSR protocols? FSR, that is PCI state protocols. PCI fish eye state routing protocols. FSR is fish eye state routing protocols. OLSR is the optimized link state protocols. Optimized link routing protocol. Optimized link state routing protocol. Okay. DSDV, that is destination sequence distance vector routing. Destination sequence distance vector routing. Okay. FSLS, that is forward stalking location routing. Forward stalking location state routing protocol are about the proactive routing protocols. About the reactive protocols, that is TORA. TORA, that is high level of the protocol, that is temporarily ordered routing algorithm. Temporarily ordered routing algorithm. ABR is available bit rate. ABR is available bit rate. DSR, distance sequence routing. Distance sequence routing algorithm. AODC, AODV is, that is ad hoc and demand vector. Ad hoc and demand vector. So these are the differences between the proactive and reactive vectors. Proactive and reactive routing protocols. Okay. So what is the major difference between proactive and reactive routing protocols? The proactive protocols have lower latency due to maintenance of routes at all times. Lower latency due to the maintenance of routes at all times and can result in much higher overhead due to frequent route updates. Okay, and about the proactive protocols are about when packet needs to be forwarded, the route is already known. The route is already linked, path is initiated. Reactive protocols may have the higher latency since the routes have to be discovered when the source node initiates a route request. It is the latency due to maintenance of routes at all times. Here it is the higher latency since the routes have to be discovered when the source node initiates a route request. And about the reactive protocols, lower overhead since routes are maintained only on demand basis. When there is the demand from the destination is about the reactive protocols. Lower overhead since routes are maintained only on demand basis and determine a route only when there is data to send. Only there is a data to send, then only it will determine for the sending the packet to the destination. Okay. Latency of route discovery. Latency of route discovery is in proactive protocols little or no delay for route determination. There is no time to delay for little or no delay for route determination, and since routes are maintained at all times, no intention of sending the request from the destination, because since routes are maintained at all times, and reactive protocols are significant delay in route determination. It is significant delay in route determination in reactive protocols, and employ flooding global search. When what is a flooding? It is increasing the number of packets in sending, so it employs the flooding that in global search, and control traffic may be burst. What happens if flooding is overloaded? That there is no control between the traffic, so that it may be burst the traffic. Overhead of route discovery maintenance. Overhead of route discovery is maintained. Proactive protocols are consume bandwidth to keep routes up to date. Okay, so proactive protocols are consume bandwidth to keep routes are up to date, and maintain routes which may never be used. Okay, so the routes which may never used are maintaining the which may never be used. And reactive protocols are lower overheaded since routes are determined on demand. Okay, which approach achieves a better trade-off depends on the traffic and mobility patterns. Okay, so the lower traffic rates are with reactive, higher traffic rates are with proactive. The difference between the reactive proactive protocols are, the reactive protocols are low traffic with high mobility, and proactive is high traffic with low mobility. Okay, that is the main difference between the reactive and proactive protocols. The reactive protocol is about low traffic with high mobility, and proactive is high traffic with low mobility. High traffic is nothing but more packets are transmitting. Low traffic is less packets are transmitting. Okay, this is the table that we can see proactive and reactive protocols comparison. Okay, so where we have seen the DSR, AODC, distance sector vector, advanced ordered distance vector. Okay, LQSR, SR. This different vectors, different protocols are there about the scalability, reliability, and load balancing. Okay, so there is loop free for DSR and AODC. These are all the loop free. Okay, and about the scalability of DSR, AODV, and LQSR, SRCC, there is no scalability. And about MRP and about scalability and HLSS, there is high scalability. Okay, and reliability, it is about high, that is, yes, there is a reliability in all the protocols. And there is load balancing is, there is no load balancing in DSR and AODV. Okay, and there is no balancing, load balancing is there in LQSR and SRCR, like that. Okay, these are all the parameters or comparison between the proactive and reactive protocols. This table is indicating. Okay, the performance metrics about the performance comparison of routing protocols are on the following metrics. What about the packet delivery ratio? Packet delivery ratio is calculated by dividing the number of packets received by the destination through the number of packets originated by the application layer of the source. Okay, and about average end-to-end delay is average end-to-end delay, that is seconds per minute, is the average time is taken a data packet to reach the destination. A data packet to reach the destination, and this metric is calculated by subtracting time at which first packet was transmitted by source from time at which first data packet arrived at destination. It means the packet is transmitting from source to destination, it is reaching. Okay, first packet, the calculated by subtracting time at which first packet was transmitted by source from time at which first data packet received at the destination. Throughput, that the packet sequence. Throughput is nothing but the packet is transmitting from the source to destination. The throughput of the protocol can be defined as percentage of the packets received by the destination among the packets sent by the source. So it is the amount of data per time unit that is delivered from one node to another via a communication link. That is known as the throughput. Okay, results and performance comparison is about performance of AODV, TORA and DSDV protocols is evaluated under both CBR and TCP traffic patterns. Okay, and extensive simulation is done by, that is, NS2. What is NS2? Networking Standard second version. It is the open networking section that is used in networking. Okay, networking security version 2. Okay, and this is the average end-to-end delay for CBR traffic pattern. Here, as I told you, this TORA, the colors are indicating with the different colors. Okay, so here it is the table, the sequence is average end-to-end delay for CBR traffic pattern. Okay, average end-to-end delay, that is milliseconds of 0 to 100, that is the sequence of 25, 50, 75, 100. Number of nodes are transmitting. The number of nodes are transmitting from end to source to destination. Okay. This is the average end-to-end delay in TCP traffic. Average end-to-end delay TCP traffic. Here we can see that TORA, that is temporary on demand protocol, is transmitting the number of packets. The number of packets, more number of packets are transmitting in TORA. Okay, that is about 300 packets are transmitting. From 100 to 300 packets are transmitting in average. Okay, compared to AODV and DSDV. Okay, and the conclusion about the differences between the comparison between the reactive proactive protocols is about, it is the evaluate the performance reactive, that is AODV and TORA, and proactive protocols, that is DSDV of MANET, based on both CBR and TCP protocols. These routing protocols were compared in terms of packet delivery ratio, average end-to-end delay and throughput when subjected to change in number of nodes. Simulation results show that reactive protocols and better in terms of packet delivery ratio and average end-to-end delay. Future work will be to evaluate the performance of these protocols by varying the speed, pause time. Performance can also be analyzed for other parameters like jitter, routing overhead. So by evaluating the performance of these protocols, new protocols can be implemented or changes can be suggested in the earlier protocols to improve the performance. So this is about the differences between the reactive protocols versus the reactive versus protocols and the proactive protocols. Okay, so you just go through this topic, and if you find out any difficulty, you can mail me so that we can discuss about this. All right, thank you.